Mr. Samip Rajguru, someone who has an experience of more than 24 years in the sporting industry, a presenter, a broadcaster, a very prominent face in the cricket industry. He started his own two shows, Cricket Ki Baat and Ranbhoomi, and it's an absolute honor for me to have you on my show, sir.
Thank you so much. And the compliments you gave me, the experience, my shows, and my the profile that you presented was really very nice. Thank you so much. When I look back, I think, have I done so much? I still feel like a youngster. I've just joined. I don't know anything what to do, so I still feel like a youngster. So when you say all these good things, I feel good.
You look like one also.
Oh wow! Thank you.
Yeah. So sir, in one of your interviews, you said that sports is in your blood and it's your soul. So that was the reason you started your career into sports, not as an athlete, but into the sporting media industry.
See, Janvi, I was actually a sports person. I wanted to play for India. All my life, I wanted that badge, or what do you call that? The monogram, or what is that called? That on your blazer, the crest, right?
Yes.
So I wanted that India crest on my chest. So that's what I wanted all through my life, all throughout during my school days. I used to dream. Like, have you seen that movie Milkha Singh, when he used to look into the mirror and he wore that blazer, Farhan Akhtar, and he was looking at that crest and the monogram or whatever, and there was India written on it. So that's what I wanted. Seriously, I wanted to play for India. I was a football player, and I actually was a good cricketer as well. So I played for my school team. But we have spoken before the interview, and because I was from a Fauji background, we were posted in Assam during my growing up age. And that was the most crucial part, because when we were posted in Assam, I was probably 7 or 8 years old. That's the time you actually start. I mean, if you're enthusiastic. Now parents, take you to the ground at the age of 7, because they're aware of it, that you should start early, then you can be a champion at global level, So when I went there, so I was into cricket, but around the year it used to rain in Assam. People who stays in Assam know what I'm talking about. So then I started playing football. So I was basically, that sporting gene was in me, probably. So I played football, and I played football well. I played cricket well. We were school champions also in our district. So I was a good batsman, a very big fan of Dilip Vengsarkar, and I used to bat like Dilip Vengsarkar. Those days I used to copy him, and I used to keep my head position like that, I used to look back. So all my stance and all were like Dilip Vengsarkar. Anyway, so one of the chelas of Dilip Vengsarkar is doing very well nowadays. You will know him. His name is Rohit Sharma. So anyway, so that's how I started off. That's how, I never thought I'll become a journalist. My days, there was nothing called as journalism. Journalism was all newspapers, and that never attracted me. But in 90s, when I cleared my college, and I came out of college, then of course I was offered a few jobs, sports quota jobs, and in railways or in other departments. So I was thinking of taking one job, and I worked also in a central government department for 1 year. And at that point of time, one of my friends said, actually, I'm an accidental journalist. I never thought I'll become a journalist. And in 90s, there was no TV, there was only print. So I never thought I can write. I was always a listener, like you are listening to me right now and jheloing me. But I was always a listener. I used to, even during exams, I used to listen to my good friends, intellectual friends, good in studies, and I used to go and write my exams. I was like that. So I never thought of becoming a journalist. Only in 94, 95, when Aaj Tak was launched, one of my friends started off with that channel. He was a good cricket player. Raman. So I met him. So he said, hey, we met in Delhi. I was here for some tournament or something like that. So yes, I was in Delhi for a tournament. So he said, you look good, you are smart, you've got so much of knowledge, you've done your, graduation in sports sciences, which is, which is looked down upon in India, Bachelor of Physical Education, but I did from one of the best colleges in Asia at that point of time. And it is still the best college in India for sure. Lakshmi Bai College of Physical Education. That was the name. Now it's an university, deemed university. So he said, you got so much of knowledge. I mean, you got job, but what do you do by playing football? I mean, you're not playing for Mohan Bagan or East Bengal. You're not Bhaichung Bhutia or I Am Vision. You're not going any further. So you love playing football, but you should switch to journalism. That will be, good for you, good for people also, because there are no sports journalists who have played the game. There are very few, and this TV has come up, and Aaj Tak doesn't have a sports journalist. You should come and join this, and you be on TV, So that's what excited me. I'll become a hero. Yeah, TV mein dikhunga, So that's how it started off. In 1995, I came to Delhi and I made my resume, though I was working in a government organization. I came to Delhi. I met, I mean, he's no more, but he's the man who actually created this in the news, television news. His name is SP Singh, Surya Pratap Singh, He's one of the legends. People, I mean, you youngsters won't know now because we don't have that culture of, we don't have that thing that we try to remind great people. That's a problem with this country. In many cases, we have seen with sports people also. We forget them. So whenever I talk, I don't let people forget him. I tell him what he was. He was the one who started Aaj Tak. He interviewed me, and when he saw my resume, and when I walked into his room, he said, "Arey, bada smart ladka hai yaar. Bade smart ho yaar, Samip tum." SP Singh used to be, your parents will know probably. He came up with the most famous line in the country. Ye thi khabre ab tak, intezar kijiye kal tak. That was the line. Yeah, that was the line, and entire country got connected to that line. Whenever you go and tell someone I work for this company, they will say, "Oh, you work for this, okay, kal tak and aaj tak." So that's how it started off. Then he said, "Okay, you do sports journalism. हमारे पास reporter नहीं है, journalism करो. You are excellent footballer. Wow, wow, wow." I was so pumped up. SP Singh, giving me compliments कि तुम इतने अच्छे हो and all those things. Those big people have this habit of always encouraging you. I never thought I'm that good. So, but he encouraged me to become a sports journalist. But at that point of time, I was not very confident about my writing skills because I never did journalism. At that point of time in 90s, I think hardly anyone did journalism. So there were hardly few institutes or universities offering journalism, maybe Punjab University or one college in Delhi University. That is it. So I was not very confident. What will I do as a journalist? Will I be able to pull it off? So I said, no, I'll go into production. So I started off with production.
Okay.
And it was a long journey. I mean, after joining Aaj Tak, in next 2 years, I realized what my friend was telling me, that I should get into sports journalism, because the person who was handling sports there, whose name is Narendra Pal Singh, he's a very senior journalist, sports editor, and he's my guru also. So he used to chat with me, he used to talk with me, and I used to tell him, no, I used to correct him, no, he scored that goal, he did it. So that's when I started realizing, ki boss, you are meant to do sports. You know so much. If there is some injury in the team, if there is some muscle problem, I'll say, because I studied so much of anatomy, I've studied sports physiology, I've studied sports psychology. My subjects were such that I knew each and everything. I studied kinesiology. Greg Chappell got in the first kinesiologist when he came in 2005 or 6. He came in. 5, I think. So Greg Chappell got the first kinesiologist from Australia, and the entire office didn't know what is kinesiologist. I said, what is kinesiologist? I explained them. So that was that background that I had really helped me to get into sports journalism, and then of course excel, because when I spoke about sports, when I spoke about injuries, it made sense. So that's how it started off. Sorry, it was a very long answer.
No. And so with this, the media industry is playing a very important role in sporting sector nowadays, whether commercializing the sports or whether bringing a lot of revenue. And the broadcasting department has been, playing a very important role after the COVID pandemic as well. So with all these things, do you think that sports journalism courses should be introduced in India as well? Like not only general journalism, but to be more specific sports journalism, which will produce more qualified anchors and broadcasters rather than just for the sake of glamorizing things?
No, I have got some reservations about it. I mean, you don't need specialized sports journalism. We, as as a country, we are not a sporting nation yet. And secondly, if you are a journalist, you need to have knowledge. You don't, because that won't work, I suppose, because journalism is a larger thing. You need to be a journalist first, then you can specialize into any of the streams. I mean, you can walk into any of the news organizations and you can start. You can say, I want to start with sports, or I want to do sports, I want to do politics, I want to do business. So basic structure, the foundation is journalism. Then you construct a building on that. And as far as your other thing you were talking about, that contribution of media and sports and all those stuff, yes, There is a huge contribution of sports. I mean, if today you see more participation, more aware parents, it's all because of not because of the sports broadcaster alone. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
that Star Sports or Sony Sports are doing it and that's why it has become so popular. No, it's also because when the live coverage finishes, it's before and after match. It's the news channels who do special stories, who go to their homes, go to their villages, go to their, show their struggles, show other stories, negative or positive.
So, sir, you have interacted with a lot of people in the sporting industry, Kapil Dev ji, and recently I saw your picture with Neeraj Chopra also. So, how was that
Yeah.
experience?
बहुत ही अच्छा experience था. मतलब if you talk about interacting with such stars, I've actually been very lucky, and I try and share their experiences with people I meet who are not as lucky as I am, or they look up to them, but they never get that opportunity to meet them other than TV. Personally, it's
Yeah.
not easy to meet. Our profession is such that we get to meet such people. But Neeraj Chopra, I met him, and he's really. I mean, you must have seen him on TV. He's he's really a very positive guy, and he's very
Yeah.
humble. And I can see the best part with him is I've seen him for last 3-4 days from the time he's come back from Tokyo, and I've seen him during the event after winning the gold medal. He's giving so many interviews. He's been
Yeah.
chased by media, the fans. People want his autograph. I also got his autograph on my T-shirt, of course. I
Yeah.
mean, I'll show you that T-shirt someday. I mean, it's a special edition T-shirt made by the Athletic Federation of India. I
Yeah.
stole one, and I got it signed on my chest by Neeraj Chopra. So anyway, but one thing I liked about him, he's of course like any other great sportsman. He's very focused and disciplined, committed, and all those things are great. But I've seen Neeraj Chopra is not getting carried away. उसको वो glamour और जो media पूरी दुनिया आ रही, he's enjoying it, but he's not getting carried away. He wants कि ये मैं सबको interview दूं, सबसे बात करूं, and the best part is I realized when I spoke to him, he wants to enjoy with the nation. He wants to share this happiness with the nation. He wants to he's feeling that stardom also, but he's also enjoying. He's sharing that. He's feeling like he's with with his own people, his own family. That kind of a feeling that I could see in him, and he's not getting carried away. Of course, you'll get the pressure later on. You'll get that
Yeah.
pressure now. He's won the gold medal. You will have the same problem like probably Virat Kohli or a Sachin Tendulkar. Walk in, score 100. You don't score 100, you're not done good
Yeah.
enough. If you
Yeah.
score 80, will not take your 80 or 90. We'll take only 100. So whenever Neeraj goes in now, from here on, you'll expect a gold medal from him. Whenever he'll win a silver, you will say silver. Oh, haar gaya. So that pressure will come to him in times to come. But he's a great guy, great, very positive, and he knows. He said, "Ki I know where to stop, and I'll start training today." I mean, he said by August 25th, he's going to be back in Bangalore and training with his JSW team, his special training team he's got. So facility rather. So that's where he'll be.
And so we'll be listening more on your experiences, but in a rapid fire round. So I'll be asking you questions and you need to be quick. You can share your answers in one word and maybe some memories as well.
One thing I wanted to share, I forgot. You asked about Kapil Dev. One thing I learned from Kapil Dev is one thing that I learned. I always share whenever I speak to anyone. I'll keep it short. I know I'm talking too much. I've got this habit now. I've got that verbal diary. I keep speaking only. So Kapil Dev said, in his typical Punjabi tone that he has got, that's so sweet. He said, कि अपनी एक तो ना equity कभी कम मत होने देना. Equity in the sense, you know what is equity. अपना 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 importance या फिर अपनी जो वो है क्या बोलते हैं इक्विटी इन द सेंस अपनी इंपॉर्टेंस ही कह लो वो कभी कम मत होने दो मतलब यू ऑलवेज कीप वर्किंग हार्ड बी गुड दैट्स सो दैट यू आर इंपॉर्टेंट ऑलवेज एंड वन थिंग यू ऑलवेज सेड कि कुछ भी काम करोगे ना उसमें सक्सेस हो सकता है फर्स्ट ईयर से मिलना शुरू हो जाए लेकिन रिकॉग्निशन मिलने में you need at least 10 years, and he said, you tell me the names of the cricketers who played less than 10 years or 12 years. Tell me the names. You will not remember. The history will forget, unless you play for 10 years. It's with every profession. I was a bit confused कि मैंने Paaji, I don't want to do this. बोलता है ना तू confuse हो रहा है. बोलता है मैं people know me because I played for 15, 16 years. I captained India. Players who played for 7 years, 8 years, लोग भूल गए उनको. So any profession, you need to give at least 10 years for people to start taking note of you.
Yeah.
And that is 10 years of good, 8 to 10 years minimum for people to start taking note of. अच्छा जानवी है वहां पर, अच्छा जानवी के नाम की एक लड़की है ना, अच्छा समीप नाम का एक लड़का है, that level, to achieve that level you need at least 7 to 8 to 10 years, not 7, 8 to 10 years. And then when you reach there, and you then stay there for next 5, 7, 8, 10 years, then you become a star.
Yeah.
So lots of people I've seen in my profession, youngsters, they come in, girls and boys, they come in 4 years time, 3 years time, they start getting this identity crisis कि मैं कर क्या रहा हूँ, मैं कर क्या रही हूँ. मैं तो रोज आती हूँ, समीप सर बोल देते हैं, मैं एडिट कर रही होती हूँ, वॉइस ओवर करती हूँ, पैकेज काट के स्टोरी बना के चली जाती हूँ. But if you do it for 3 years, I can see you are delivering a great stuff. So I know you are good. So in 3 years time, I'll start giving you more responsibilities. That's how it starts. लेकिन 3 साल में मैं देखता हूँ आज के youngsters, they want it very quick, but it doesn't happen even now. Even in modern times, they say you can get instant, Insta stardom or Facebook stardom, but it doesn't stay. For that to stay with you, you need to have that content, you need to have that capability in you, and consistent performance for a long period of time, and that is it. I can go on and on.
And sir, सबसे main बात which you said, that this generation needs everything super quick because we don't have so much of patience. ऐसा लगता है कि ये भी मिल जाए, वो भी मिल जाए जल्दी जल्दी, and I think that patience is very important.
Yeah, patience is very important. This generation, it's not this generation's fault. I can hear my own voice coming back. So this is not about this. This generation wants. I don't think कि उनको जल्दी जल्दी चाहिए. उनको बहुत सारी चीजें चाहिए, मुझे लगता है, क्योंकि when I was growing up, there was not much to aspire for. But now there are too many things to aspire for. You are a very good journalist, and you have say 10,000 Insta followers, and your friend everybody knows you, but your friend who does every day some dance move, and she's got 1 million followers. So that's where it gets a little difficult. It gets complicated. What exactly you want? What exactly you are looking for? So you got Insta, you got this, you got cars, you got TVs. There are lots of material things, lots of money. The salaries are big, so you get confused. So you need to stick to your goal. And money is actually and fame and all those things are byproduct of your hard work and your talent and your achievements. Right? You money will follow you, fame will follow you, because it's all byproduct of your talent and your abilities.
The rapid fire round will be consisting of some quick questions, one words, and some of the memories which you experienced. And so without even thinking, you need to answer it quickly.
I'll try to do that. It's like Karan Johar show where you do that rapid fire. Huh?
Not so controversial, but
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Chalo, let's fire them.
So the very first question is 2003 के World Cup की memories. कोई भी एक memory सबसे खास.
No, 2003 World Cup की memory सीधा India versus Pakistan, Sachin का 6, शोएब अख्तर को, the most memorable match. और उसकी एक और memory है, लेकिन उसकी वो sad memory वो है final में रिकी पॉन्टिंग की innings, ताबड़तोड़ innings जिसमें इंडिया का बच गया था बैंड. तो वो दो है, एक अच्छी और एक थोड़ी सी नेगेटिव.
Okay. The next question is best cricketing brain.
I think the best cricketing brain is Shane Warne, and then I would rate Anil Kumble when I saw him with the Indian team as the coach.
Okay. And your reaction when Neeraj Chopra won the gold medal?
My reaction was, oh shit, I missed this medal, because I've been covering Olympics since Sydney 2000, and I've been covering Olympics from ground zero. I did 2004, 8, and 13. I've seen 9 medals in front of my eyes, and I've seen Bindra winning in front of my eyes. I've seen the tricolor going up in front of my eyes. I said I missed this one. I shouldn't have missed it. I should have been in Tokyo.
Okay. And your views on BCCI allowing the retired cricketers to play the foreign leagues?
I think that's a good thing to do. I think our players should be allowed to play. Our current players should also be allowed to play in other leagues, because there are lots of, I think, financial interest which doesn't allow players to go out and play. But retired players, I think BCCI has done a good job. I think they should go and play, because they've got cricket left in them, and they've got that fire, that love for sport that we were talking about. It's left in them, so it's a good decision.
Okay. The another one is split captaincy in India. Are you in favor?
No, no split captaincy. One captain strategy is good for India.
Okay.
You want me to explain why you said it's a rapid fire? Yes or no, right?
No.
So no,
Fire,
one captain is good for all formats. Yeah.
Okay. Your two spinners for the T20 World Cup.
Two spinners for one is Ravindra Jadeja for sure, and I'll take Chahal also. Ravindra Jadeja, Chahal, but I will take him in the squad. Rahul Chahar.
Okay. My next question was this only. Chahar brothers or Pandya brothers, who are better according to you?
I mean, they started off well, Pandya brothers, but now at this point of time, if you ask me, Chahar brothers are a step ahead of them.
Okay. And cricket being included in Olympics.
That's a distant shot, because Olympics, they want cricket, but I don't think cricket is ready to get into Olympics right now. But I won't mind cricket in Olympics. Same as football, where they have got that age bar where they say, only 2 senior players and rest of them under 23 or something like that. We can start off something like that in Olympics. That will be good.
Okay. And one commentator you would like to spend your life with?
Harsha Bhogle won't be bad.
Okay. And one cricketer you want to live your life as, if given a chance?
Cricketer? Let me think. I have few names in my mind straight away when you said one cricketer I would like to live like. I think if I been a star cricketer, I would not be like Sachin Tendulkar for sure, because he was a very decent guy. I'm not that, I'm more like I think Yuvraj Singh.
Okay. And one memory of Kapil Paaji's dance?
Oh, Kapil Paaji's dance. I remember his favorite step whenever he's on the floor in the studio. He has his muffler and he goes like this, he does this bhangra. So that's whenever Paaji says, let's dance, Paaji, this is the big time. He'll do his, and one more memory, whenever we are doing something, playing around and we are cracking jokes on him or giving him sarcastic comments, Paaji, when he's going to give it back to you, and he's the sharpest mind around, I'm telling you, not just cricket, but otherwise also business or fun or sarcasm, anything. Kapil Paaji is always not 1 but 2, 3 steps ahead of us, and when he's going to give it to you is when he starts doing this मुच्छों को, क्या बोलते हैं उसको,
सर मैंने देखा है कि आप उनकी काफी अच्छे से उनके एक्शंस को कॉपी कर लेते हो, उनके एक्सेंट को कॉपी कर लेते हो, कुछ उनकी लैंग्वेज में, उनके एक्सेंट में कुछ आप एक्टिंग करके दिखाएं अगर?
नहीं, मैं नहीं कर पाता, मैं ऐसे मजाक करता रहता हूँ. पाजी तो ऐसे बोलते हैं ना कि ये गलत बात है, क्या कर रही हो तुम लोग, इनको बॉलिंग और ऐसा. सो दैट्स हाउ ही स्पीक्स. तो मैं कभी मूड में होता हूँ तो पाजी की बहुत चीटिंग करता रहता हूँ, बट आई एम नोवेयर क्लोज. बट पाजी के सामने भी हम करते हैं तो उनको चिढ़ाते रहते हैं ऐसे ही. तो ही इज अ डार्लिंग. इतने अच्छे आदमी है कि इतना कुछ सीखा है उनसे लाइफ में कि मैं बता नहीं सकता. वो ही मदन लाल जी भी. सो ये मेंटोर्स हैं हमारे लाइफ में. वी हैव बीन वेरी लकी. मदन जी ने, कपिल पाजी ने, ही इज नो मोर, यशपाल शर्मा जी. तो ये इन सबके साथ टाइम जो स्पेंड किया है, एंड जनरेशन वी कवर्ड, आवर जनरेशन, सौरव गांगुली, राहुल द्रविड़ के साथ तो ज्यादा इंटरेक्शन नहीं हुआ बिकॉज ही वाज फ्रॉम द साउथ, बट वीरेंद्र सहवाग और सौरव गांगुली, युवराज सिंह, हरभजन सिंह. These are all great guys. Harbhajan Singh, he may be young, but there's so much to learn from them. Their experiences and the time they spend with people and the level at which they play. I mean, even the athletes, I've seen Anju Bobby George ho, ya PT Usha ho, Baichung Bhutia ho. There's so much when you sit with them and you talk to them and you realize ki they motivate you. They have one thing in common is they don't have this habit of giving up. They are go-getter kind of people. They are passionate, whatever they do.
Yeah. And the last one is that one celebrity which can turn you out as a giggly fanboy.
Giggly fanboy, huh? One sports personality.
Any personality, celebrity, sports personality.
No, that could be Chanvi Mahindra.
You are you're very good at complimenting people.
Nacha, really?
Yeah.
No, but I'm a big fan of. Again, he's no more. I was always a big fan of Maradona.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
and then
yeah,
and
someone from Bollywood and all.
Bollywood, Amitabh Bachchan. I mean, nobody comes close to Amitabh Bachchan. I've got a Bachchan inside me as well. So so when I was growing up, I always wanted to sound like Amitabh Bachchan. So my voice modulation and all those things, my voice actually got a little better. I've got a bad voice, but it got a little better because I was always copying Amitabh Bachchan.
Okay.
So मेरे खून में, मेरे रगों में खेल के साथ साथ अमिताभ बच्चन भी दौड़ते हैं.
Very nice, sir. And summing
Yeah.
up all this, did you enjoy the interview and how did you feel coming here?
Interview with you?
Yeah.
No, I was, what, like you said in the beginning, I have an experience of around 24 years, but whenever I have to give one, I have to talk, I have to answer to questions like you're taking my interview. I'm always a bit nervous initially, but it was good fun. It was great fun. And you are a very promising personality, a person who's got a great future in journalism. I think you can. I've seen your other interviews also on Instagram. You do a very good job. You know how to take the best out of everyone. So you are a very promising person. So I was very comfortable, very nice, and it was a good experience. And when we'll become a star, and then when you will not recognize me, I'll show you your
No,
Instagram,
sir.
and I'll say you interviewed me. Now you're a star. You don't recognize me.
No, definitely not, sir. And hopefully, time experience एक बार तो करने मिले. अभी तो ऐसी chances लग नहीं रही है दूर दूर तक के.
नहीं सब आएगा, टाइम आएगा. Patience is the key. बिल्कुल. And you'll, of course, what you are aspiring for, you'll get it, because you're really working hard on it. You are. I mean, even though Corona has kept you inside home, and your courses are delayed, but you are working on it still. You are doing your homework. You are doing your interviews. You are studying. You are doing cricket stuff on the website and apps which are very popular in India. So you are doing your stuff. So that's very good. That's what commitment and passion and love for what you do is all about. So you carry on that love and passion of yours. Nothing stops you.
And thank you so much, sir, for giving me so many compliments from the start to the end. And thank you. Yeah, of course, yes.
Okay. I don't even realize if I give compliments. Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much, sir, for joining in.